Welcome back to Skippers, presented by Owners Box Fantasy Sports. Today, we are giving you our starting pitchers rankings for the 2021 season. But before we get into the rankings, we have another profile of the day. Guess who this player is in the comments below. So, up on the screen is a profile. First hint, this player was a standout at UCLA in college. Second hint, in his rookie season, his warm-ups consisted of throwing foul pole to foul pole. And the third hint, he has only had an ERA under 3 in 2 of his 10 MLB seasons. So make your guess below. Let's see who gets it first. Jared, you want to get into your rankings? We're going to go from 10 to 6.
Yeah, so excited, obviously pitching, very exciting. Lots of talent out there.
It's pretty important.
Very, very important to make sure that your first arm, your SP1, is going to be a consistent arm. And same as, some of these actually fall under the SP2 potentially, if you go back to back, depending on your strategy. But yeah, this is obviously a crucial subject. We're going to rank our top 10. We're going to go obviously start with 10. So I'll go my 10 to 6. I'll start. This was kind of my shocker. I have Corbin Burnes at 10, Castillo at 9, Flaherty at 8, Bauer at 7, Giolito at 6. So out of those, I would say obviously Burnes is kind of my shocker, but it's not always going to be the same pitchers in the top 10. There's going to be a pitcher who kind of surprises everyone and cracks the top 10, and Burnes has the possibility of doing so. Crazy strikeout type pitcher, had a good 2020 year. He's coming in, and I think that to be honest, I like him better than Woodruff. I'll say that right now. And obviously you could tell I like him better than Woodruff based on putting him in my top 10. He can get a better ERA than Woodruff, but I like Corbin Burnes to crack my top 10. Other than that, I would say Bauer sliding down to 7. I still like Bauer. I just don't think that should be 4 or 5. I think that's the right place. I was thinking of even leaving him out, but he's too valuable for strikeouts. He's playing on a good team. Still like Bauer. And then
they said he's going to pitch on short rest too, possibly. So, I mean,
lots of innings pitched. And then Jack Flaherty, I was picking between pretty much at that spot. I like Castillo. I wanted to have him in there. I do think he's going to have a great year now as their ace with Bauer gone. I had to pick between Flaherty and Nola, and I like Flaherty better than Nola. Aaron Nola is just too many question marks right now, I think. And then, yeah, pretty much it. I don't know what you think about that. Giolito, obviously a stud. I think that he could have a crazy good year and potentially top to crack top 5 or even become the best pitcher in the MLB. So he's kind of has a ceiling where we don't know where that's going to go with Giolito.
And you got to think, like, some of these guys are going to bust this year. To say it, but they're going to bust. So obviously we're doing the best we can to rank them for you guys, but you always got to take into account that some of these guys just might not even be good this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's completely right. Like there's probably like 2 or 3 of these guys who are just going to have terrible years, or 4 even. Like it's just the way that it goes. So it's about finding consistent arms. Who's going to get you that consistency? That's key.
I'll break down my 10 to 6. At 10, I have Aaron Nola. 9, Walker Buehler. I have 11, Clayton Kershaw. He just missed my list. But 9, Walker Buehler. I took him instead of Kershaw, kind of. Luis Castillo at 8, Yu Darvish at 7, and Trevor Bauer at 6. I dropped Bauer a little bit. Yu Darvish, obviously incredible last year after having a couple bad years. Stuff wasn't as good, but I think he builds on that. I mean, he's going to be up in games as well with the Padres, scoring a ton of run. Decent defensive team as well for him. Luis Castillo, obviously Bauer gone. As you said, he becomes the ace. Elite changeup, elite stuff. I mean, you see highlights of him every single start. I mean, he's going to have to carry that team. He's not going to be pitching ahead, though, which is one of the main concerns when you're looking at Luis Castillo this year. 9, Walker Buehler, kind of been on innings limit all his career. I think they kind of break the change off him this year. And I think he has just an incredible year. Obviously, he has top 10 stuff in the MLB. That's no worries about that. And then 10, Aaron Nola. I think the Phillies have a good year this year. And the only way they're going to have a good year is if they have their dog working at the top of the rotation, and that's going to be Aaron Nola.
Yeah, I liked your 10 to 6. I think that Walker Buehler, he missed my list. I like Kershaw better, and you'll see him. He's in my top 5. But I think that Buehler is just like his ERA hasn't been very good in his past few years, and you saw that it's like mid 3. But innings is obviously an issue, and I'm the type of guy, if I'm getting a dog out my one, I want I want someone who's going to eat innings and that he can go complete games if need be. But either way, I think that he had great. You Darvish, oh man, he was so hard. Like I took him off my list and I was like, that was so hard to do. Like he was so dominant, but I just think he's too risky. Like he could be shit, and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's you Darvish.
Yeah.
Like nothing like, oh yeah, like that happened because in 2019 he wasn't good.
No.
So I think that I don't like that risk where it's like, but then again, he could be the best pitcher in the MLB just like that. So
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways. Okay. So I got my top 5 here. I'm going to start with 5. I got Clayton Kershaw, a little bit of a shocker, I guess you'll say. I think his right now on Fantrax, he's ranked at 11 or 12 starting pitcher. So I'm looking at this guy's numbers and they're insane. Like this guy is like so consistent year after year. The only issue is he's getting older. He has injury. He's injury prone, obviously, but I mean, his ERA is always low. He's been below 3, I think, like 4 of the last 5 or something. But this guy is just an elite pitcher. And I hope he stays healthy because that's why I have him here. But consistency is what I look for. And Clayton Kershaw is the definition of that.
Yeah, he's about as consistent as you'll get. Here, I'll give you my number 5.
Okay.
My number 5 is Lucas Giolito of the White Sox. I think he's going to be incredible this year. I have I don't need any stats. Lucas Giolito is just great swing and miss stuff for a team, and that's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then 4, I think you went with him too, right? You went Max Scherzer as well.
Yeah.
Max Scherzer, like they have him ranked as number 9. Like this guy is not number 9. This guy's an absolute veteran in the league. The Nats were shit. It was a short season. Look at the years prior to that. This guy's now goes deep into games, like year after year. Strikeout rates through the roof. I love Max Scherzer, and I think that some of these, I think he's just a safer pick, way safer than some of these younger pitchers in this top 10.
Here, you go 3, 2, 1. Save yourself from the graphic. That was my fault for giving my pick.
It's okay. It's okay.
I got a little greedy, boys. I'm sorry.
I have Shane Bieber, obviously top 3. We know there's a new level coming up, and it's Bieber, DeGrom, and Cole. Now, to be honest, I think that I wouldn't be surprised if this year Bieber falls out of that tier 1 caliber type of pitcher. I think that he was obviously dominant. There's no doubt about that, but I don't know if I'm keen on him being able to keep this up. The Indians are kind of like, I don't think they're as good. They're not going to be as good this year, obviously. Kind of scares me with Bieber and see how he reacts, but obviously I put him in tier 1 right now, but I'm saying I wouldn't be shocked if he's not in tier 1 by the end of this year. So I got Bieber at 3, and then it goes DeGrom, Cole. Obviously DeGrom and Cole are interchangeable, but I have DeGrom at 2 and Cole at 1. I just like Cole. I like Cole so much. Like I'm just a Cole fan. Like he's just so good. And I don't think it was his full potential last year in a shortened season. His stats could have been better. And I think that this year he's just going to absolutely dominate. He's getting used to his new team, obviously playing with the Yankees now. But I mean, this guy's a dominant fantasy player year after year. I'd rather have Cole on my team than DeGrom.
Yeah, you're right with the top 3 not being really up for debate, and it's a little tier above. So 5, Lucas Giolito. I jumped the gun a little bit. My bad. Number 5. Okay. Number 4, I have Max Scherzer. I have the same way of thinking. I mean, he's a psychopath on the mound.
Yeah.
He's going to go deep into games. He has great strikeout numbers. Walk numbers are low, and I think Washington bounces back to have a good season. And these are teams that are going to be better this year, and it helps you put them in the top 5. A lot of these guys are on good teams. Like it's only going to help you.
Yep.
Then 3, Shane Bieber. I think it's DeGrom and Cole 1, 2, and I think Bieber's the clear cut number 3. But I can see Max Scherzer, Lucas Giolito slipping in there this year. 2, I have Garrett Cole. Number 1, I have Jacob DeGrom. I'm going to explain why I like DeGrom better. I mean, it's just he's not playing in the AL East. He's playing in the NL East.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the only reason. His team's also going to be better this year than in years past. And he's Cy Young in years past. Like, he's an incredible talent. Garrett Cole's obviously incredible too, but I think hitter-friendly parks in the AL East, I mean, they're 1A, they're 1A, 1B, but I'm taking DeGrom as my 1, and then Garrett.
Yeah, you made great points there about Cole having a disadvantage like right away playing for the Yankees in that AL East, and then DeGrom going to play in the National League where there's no DH.
I mean, you have one less person to worry about every game.
Yeah, so. It's a good point. But I want to know why you put Giolito was on your must draft and now he's on your top 5, cracking your top 5. I mean, you look at his numbers and they weren't really top 5 material last year, I would say, and even years prior. So why do you think Giolito is going to crack the top 5 this year?
I mean, just elite swing and miss stuff. And like you saw him last year, he had one of the only no hitters last year. He is a guy who's going to start going deep into games too for a team that's going to be great. Also, shitty division hitting wise. So, I mean, all of that encompassed together, I think that's why he's going to break into the top 5 this year. You're right, not great numbers yet, but he's a young guy. Like, he's just learning. Obviously, Scherzer, DeGrom, and Cole, they're all like pretty solidified talents. And then Bieber and Giolito, I mean, they have a little bit of magic here, but I want to see them build off of it in 2021.
Yeah, good point. I mean, I'm big on Giolito too. I do think that, if the White Sox are going to be a horse, they need someone to man that rotation. And Giolito's obviously, they've said like he's the guy. He throws heat, throws gas. And I think a big thing is that like they're just going to let this guy go deep into games, which is obviously it's just so comfortable to have. Like, he's not going to have these innings limit bullshit. He's just going to go out there and shove. So I like that.
Anything else from you, Jarrett?
No, I think that we're going to put a little more of strategy videos coming up soon. So this was just kind of an intro to our starting pitchers, give you a top 10, comment below who that profile was and make sure you comment below, your top 10 or who do you think we missed on our top 10 and maybe ask us any questions. You feel free to.
Yeah, a lot of rankings coming out soon, strategy videos, as you said, a lot of content coming soon. So make sure you subscribe, like the videos. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.